good evening and welcome to our caravan. Here we are, another week has gone and we are in July now, 6th of July today, and this is a live stream from our caravan. I literally have only half of a page left till the next chapter, but I'm putting my book away. I need something. Oh, here is the old arrivals list. This is a nice bookmark. How are you guys? How's your week? We had such a busy, fun and action-packed week that I had to make notes. I have so much to share with you, but first things first, welcome! Oh, welcome to our caravan. As you can see, the summer is here. The summer is definitely here. So it's lovely to see Marek and Aaron and Ben. Ben is cooking dinner. What are you cooking, Ben? And Aaron, you are staying. You have a seasonal pitch. It's a small site, 20 static and 20 seasonals and 20 touring. That's a nice. Oh my goodness, this is like a dream job for me. The site of this size. It's tiny. This is like the third of what we have here. Marek, hello to all our regulars and newbies. Don't be shy. Say hi in the chat. Absolutely, don't be shy. And make sure you say hello in the chat. Yeah, it's 6th of July already, and we are enjoying the last quiet weeks before the storm, before the madness of high season kicks off. Hi Jamie. Slimming World ready meal from Iceland. Oh, this is mind-blowing. Come on, Ben. Slimming World ready meal from Iceland. So a frozen ready meal which is supposed to be healthy. Okay. So I guess you don't cook? You don't cook, Ben? Hi Jamie, we are alright, we are okay. It's been ages since we've been to Iceland, and the other day we were actually talking about Iceland, and I don't know, maybe apart from the United States, I don't know any country, any other country than the UK and the United States where you would find a whole supermarket of frozen food. You will not find it in Poland, not in France, not in Spain, not in Germany, definitely not in Switzerland, definitely not in Italy. These are the countries we've been to, and I've never seen a frozen stuff supermarket. Anyway, no judgment here, Ben, but do you cook sometimes, like from scratch? Hi Tracy. So you had a nice weekend in your caravan? Was it busy? Was the site busy or quiet? Oh, Ben cooks. Lazy Sunday. I've lost 3 stones on these meals so far. Wow. Well done. 3 stone. It's like 24 kilograms. Is stone 8 kilograms? Whenever we talk about weight with people, we get absolutely confused because me and Marek, we think in kilograms. So when people talk about stones, I'm lost. I know pounds, I'm okay with pounds, but stones, well done. So how long have you been nourishing yourself with these meals? So how long has been your journey? And well done, because we both know how hard it is to stick to your goals and to your eating plan and not to snack on crap, basically. Yesterday we came back from work and we were a bit tired because it was raining. We couldn't do our usual jobs and we had to do other jobs which we didn't enjoy so much. Anyway, I will tell you what we did at work. And Mark said, oh, I feel so bad, feel so down and tired. I could have a packet of crisps and 2 double-deckers. But luckily, we don't have any of these things in our caravan. Oh, you are in Herefordshire. What are you doing there? It seems you travel quite a lot, Jamie, don't you? Right, so what we did, if you've been following us and if you were with us during the last live stream, which was done from the lodge, this was the time when we were spending a little holiday. Well, it was our friend's holiday, really. We were working, but yeah, we had a nice visit from our friend from Poland. So he came here and stayed with us for a week. We had some time off and we were working a little bit. It was super intense, super full on, but we managed to have some fun as well, so I'll tell you all about it today. Not too busy this week, more steady. Yes, once the school holidays start, it will be busy, yes. But you know, the site with 60 units, this is like one of the fields here. This is like the third of what we have here to, you know, to look after. So this must be a nice cozy place, this site. And Tracy and Aaron, I don't want to dig too deeply and I don't want to expose anyone, but I know a couple who watch Freedom Seekers and they've been watching us and supporting us for years. They actually came to stay in their caravan in Mill Park, and I'm talking about Sue and Graham, and they have a very strong connection with Sutton-on-Sea, and I wonder if it's a coincidence. Do you know them, guys? They haven't been around, they haven't been on live streams recently because they are super busy with their new commitments, let's say, but I hope they will be back. And Graham is the top commentator. He's the person who wrote the most comments on our channel. I think it's over 100. So I'm looking forward to seeing Sue and Graham again. Hopefully they will join us, but it's such a small world that they have a connection with Sutton-on-Sea, and I wonder if it's a coincidence or not. Ben, it's a mixture. It's there as a backup in case you're tired or been busy, and you know it's not going to gain weight. Yeah, that's a good idea to have something like that in the freezer, which is a healthy meal. I'm laughing because probably, you know, I'm laughing and I'm smiling at the thought of having a ready meal from freezer, because we don't have a freezer. In this heat, our fridge is hardly coping, and we never know when we have a tiny freezer in our caravan fridge, but in the summer you can't rely on it, and it's sometimes when it's too hot, food defrosts. So we store just a little bit of food, and we try to eat it within 2 or 3 days. So keeping a frozen meal on standby, it's a luxury we don't have at the moment. But probably if I had a freezer and if I could, I would do the same thing. It would be nice to have a frozen meal on the go as an emergency measure. Oh my goodness, Tracy, now you are killing me. Our site wardens live on site in their cottage. Come on, a cottage. Jamie, if you're a campsite warden, do you get a lot of things free on the site? Wow, Tracy, you don't know Sue and Graham. You have to get to know them. We have to organize this. You will love them. They are a lovely couple. Do we get a lot of things free on site? What do you mean? Apart from water and toilet roll when we go to the toilet in the shower block? Or do you mean things left by the customers, like freebies, like deck chairs and barbecues and sometimes charcoal? So we do have some perks. We do get some perks. Marek, if you're enjoying the stream, smash that button. It really helps us out. Yeah, don't forget to give this live stream a like. Shannon, good evening, Freedom Seekers, and good evening, Shannon. How are you? How was your week? How was your weekend? Yeah, so tell me, Jamie, what do you mean by freebies? Do you get a lot of things free on site? Yeah, we've got free grass to cut every day. We've got free bins to empty. So, the highlight of our trip, of our little holiday with Piotr, discounts. Oh, discounts, you mean discounts. We went on a boat trip, so I will tell you all about it in a minute. Discounts off. We do have some discount in the bar, and we have discount in the shop, I believe. And when our friend came over, he was invited to stay in the lodge, and that was a perk because he came for a week, and if we had to pay for the lodge, we wouldn't simply afford it because it's about £100 a night, so it was a very generous gesture, and we didn't expect that. So the lodge was booked, and he spent, Piotr, our friend, he spent the first, I think, 1 night or 2 nights here on the sofa in the lounge. So we are used to traveling together in a motorhome, we are used to living in a small space together. And he's, hello Megatron, Megatron, that's his nickname. This is the friend who came to stay, and he was sleeping where I'm sitting right now. Megatron, did you have a nice sleep in the caravan? Did you get a good rest here? So, of course, you know, if we didn't have a choice, we would manage the 3 of us in a caravan. But when he was invited to the lodge, we thought, oh, this is fantastic, because he had such a comfortable stay and a really great time, and he could really relax and have his own space while we were working, so it was lovely. So I think the highlight of this week together was the boat trip. We went on a boat trip from Ilfracombe, and it was only an hour, but it was lovely. So we were cruising along the coast, and we were recognizing, we were looking at places we know very well, but it's so nice to see them from the water, from a different perspective. And the skipper was sharing stories about local area and history, and even though we've been living here for 5 years, we learned quite a lot. So it was a nice day. Shannon, Sunday always comes around so quickly. Yeah, tell me about it. Lovely video tour of the lodge. Everyone should check it out. Thank you so much. Yeah, so Megatron could stay in this lodge for a few days, and I think he had a good time. Right. Yeah, how many thumbs up can we get? So we had a good time with our friend, which ended on Wednesday. So on Wednesday we woke up very early. I think we woke up at around 5 o'clock in the morning, left the site at 5:30 to take him to the airport and say goodbye to him because he was flying back to Poland. And I don't know if you use Bristol Airport, but they've been doing a massive upgrade of their parking. And the whole car park in front, you know, next to the terminal, this is just one big digging zone. But we found our way around it. The trip was, there were no delays. He got home all right. Ooh, thank you very much, Jamie. Thank you for the donation. That's very generous of you. Thank you, Jamie. This will be the beginning of our fund to buy a new camera, because we decided that it is time to buy a new camera, because the one which we have, which is DJI Action, we bought it second hand, and we bought it at least 3 years ago, and it was second hand, and it was an older equipment back then, and we kind of managed, we made do with it. But when I film, it gets stuck, it freezes quite a lot, so I have to reset the whole thing. So we will be now saving up for the new camera, also DJI Action, but we will upgrade from DJI Action 1 to probably DJI Action 5, so this will be a massive jump. And we read that this camera could also serve as a webcam, which would be ideal because we do live streams as well. And we have very ambitious plans when it comes to this winter, and we will be filming a lot. So I can't share any details yet because it's still up in the air, but we will be filming a lot. So yeah, winter will be great. So yeah, subscribe to the channel and, you know, follow us to make sure you don't miss out, because we are going to throw ourselves in some new adventures, and honestly I can't wait. And now it's July. It feels like we hardly started here on site, However, we see that we are making progress in terms of maintaining the site, in terms of the upkeep. I feel we are on top of things temporarily, probably, but you know, things are really coming together, and they should be, because this is the half season. We only have a few months left of work. Oh, Ben, sounds very interesting. I have a question, but I don't think it's appropriate. I'm not sure. Well, should, and if it's not appropriate, I will not answer. I will just ignore it. Mari can also delete it if it's really, really cheeky. Have a go. Try. Yeah, so winter will be exciting. We are already thinking of our winter, and yeah, I know it's the summer. We haven't survived the high season yet, but once the high season is over and come September, we will be done, because we'll probably finish work by the end of September, maybe mid-October. So we really have to start planning and booking things now. And I don't know about you, but we don't like to leave things for the last moment. Now, we are not the ones who go with the flow. We like to have a general idea of what we are doing, but it's also for the sake of finance and budget. So it's very lovely to work for 6 months in a year and have 6 months off to do whatever you like. But remember, we only earn money for 6 months in a year, and we have to stretch them for another 6 months. So we are always booking things in advance. We are always checking and doing our research to save money, to get the best deals, to compare offers and so on, to shop around. Right. That's a good question. Being caravans, caravans have thin walls, especially tents. Do you hear? This is quite an indiscreet question, so I will read it quietly, but I will answer. Do you hear people getting it on in the evening? Do you mean the romance sounds? I don't think I personally heard, because we are in a caravan, and we are surrounded by other caravans. We are not in a tent field, but I heard people snoring, definitely. And especially in our previous role, when we were starting work at 6:30 in the morning, you could walk around the site and you could hear people snoring in the morning. So I haven't heard personally any other noises, but you know, if people have fun, you know, let them go for it. I haven't heard personally, but to flip your question, I really hope nobody heard us. We always try to keep it quiet, but you know, life is life. You could get carried away, especially in the summer when you are camping, you are out on your adventure, you are on a holiday, you let your guards down. We've never had any complaints. We definitely never had any complaints from our customers, but that's a good question. Aaron, these are called hydrangeas, and we are very lucky because we have a bush of them on our pitch. Lol, back. Well, Jamie, life is life. Charlotte, yeah, that is a good question. Quality time, that's a good one. Quality time, something to listen out for. Well, we are not the types who walk around the site at night, you know, trying to fish out any interesting activity. I think we are the kind of people who maybe I will stop there. Well, we don't spy on our customers, but unfortunately sometimes, or maybe it happens very rarely, But what we hear sometimes, and luckily very early, it's the opposite. It's people fighting and having arguments, and this is heartbreaking. Yeah, I would rather hear you know, jolly noises, positive noises. Oh my Catron, thank you so much. Thank you. Oh my goodness, Marek, maybe we are the noisy ones and just can't hear anyone else. I don't know, you would have to ask our neighbors. Hi, we're Carmel. Yeah, this is all part of life, isn't it? And thank you, Megatron, for the tip. Yeah, I think we will have to keep the tally, and we will definitely let you know how we are progressing with our little fundraiser for the camera. Shannon, on my year 9 camping trip, I was woken up very early in the morning by the kid in the next tent shouting, "Oh my god, I'm cold." But it is like that, especially when you're in a tent. Jamie, have you had any other YouTubers on your side? Not on this side, but when we were in Mill Park and we were there for 5 years, one year we had so many fellow YouTubers. It was like a week after week after week. For the whole summer, we had many creators visiting Mill Park, and we were filming with them. And some of them, I think, most of them still create. Probably we had 5 or 8 creators visiting, and one of them really went for it because they came when they were just starting off. They built their van and they took it for a trip. They took it on a trip around Europe, and now they've grown so much, and they're doing very well. So some of our friends from YouTube gave up, you know, because it's not easy, and it's not it's not easy to keep going and keep publishing. Some people get bored, or they get a bit burned out because they don't succeed as quickly as they hoped for. But those who stayed at it and, you know, upload consistently, yeah, they grow. So yeah, Shannon, we saw these people in the shower blocks first thing in the morning, and they tend to take very, very long hot showers simply because they are so cold, and nights in the UK are generally cold. In the last 2 weeks, even when we had a heat wave, we kept our heater on and thermostat on in a caravan, and for the last few days it was turning itself on. The heating was on at night. Yeah. Marek is reminding you, not subscribed yet, hit that subscribe button and join the Freedom Seekers crew. Yeah, especially that we are just warming up. So we will be here on site, working as site wardens for another 2-3 months, and then we are free to explore, and we'll be making the most of it. So the last few days were rainy. The last 2 days we had rain here on site, which means we couldn't mow, we couldn't stream. So what we did, we were doing deep cleaning in the shower block and, you know, scrubbing the elbow grease and fighting with cobwebs, mold, and some really old dirt in the corners and behind bins and whatever. So we were always laughing because I heard the story of the site owner, not the site owners here, but I heard stories, or rather legends, about the site which was so run down that the owner didn't even pay anyone to do cleaning. What he did, he just walked into the shower block with a hose and hosed everything up and down, and this was the cleaning. So we were always laughing at these stories of cleaning a room with a hose, but today we had to do the same because we are in the woods. We are surrounded by nature, and nature moves in. And when we saw the cobwebs in one of the rooms our guests use, you know, normally we just give it a quick clean, but today we looked at it. We had a really good look at it. I thought, okay, time for the hose. And we scrubbed it from the ceiling, walls to the floor. And we were scrubbing it. And then we just rinsed everything with the hose. And it worked like a dream. It looks like new. It looks like it's been painted. And it wasn't painted. It was deep cleaned. Yeah, so this was what we were doing for the last 2 days, and I'm not a fan of mowing because mowing is hard work. But honestly, today I began to miss mowing because I'm so fed up with this cleaning, because we've been cleaning, scrubbing, and hoovering for the last 2 days. Jamie, would you go back to Poland and video some of the country's cuisines? Maybe. Maybe. Would you watch a video from Poland? We are thinking about it, and we will probably visit at some point. And last time when we went to visit, it was winter and we didn't film much. We were thinking about the ways of making content from Poland, but bear in mind we will be going in winter, so it will not be camping. Maybe we could hire a motorhome or a camper van and do a bit of filming, but generally filming in winter in Poland is difficult because it's cold, you are stuck indoors, the daylight is very limited, but I don't know, maybe we will think about it. So you are interested in food? We could definitely film some entertaining content about culture and cultural differences between the UK and Poland. Yeah, we still have our friends and family there, and you know, we like to visit and chill because our life here on site is pretty lonely. You know, we are away from everyone. Probably that's why we do YouTube, and that's why we talk to you guys every Sunday, because other than you and, you know, customers, we don't have much company here. We were lucky that Megatron came to stay for a week, and he's really the only person we know who comes to stay and to visit. Which means you are all welcome, because we love visitors, and it's always lovely to... There is a fly in our caravan. It's always lovely to have company. Vuja Carmel, hello, and thank you very much for the comment under our last video. It's true that shooting cool things in Poland in winter is hard. Yeah, it is very cool. But our dream is to spend summer in Poland, because summers are absolutely beautiful. And we had this... we are very lucky that we could spend summer in Poland many years ago, and we were in our motorhome and we were just touring Poland, visiting friends and getting, you know, into all kinds of mischief for like 2 months, and this was the summer of our lifetime. Now, because of work, you know, we spent most of the summer making money, earning money, so we can't really leave it all and have a summer of love in Poland again. But who knows, maybe one day. Ben, something different for you to film. The other areas like the bar, kitchen, reception in detail, if only you can get permission. More behind the scenes. Maybe. However, bear in mind, these are very busy areas. Very busy areas. Oh, the reception. Sometimes we have to... Now it's less and less, but when we first started, we were not sure about things, so our first port of call would be the reception and the receptionist, who's very helpful and kind. But we were always struggling because there was just it's constant flow of people coming and going, and the phone is ringing. The reception is super busy. Yeah, we obviously have some ideas for new videos, and the next video is ready for you, so I will tell you all about it. We received really nice reviews from the guests this week, before I forget. So we have about 200 pitches here, and there were days and weekends when almost everything was booked, almost all pitches were taken. And imagine, according to our figures, about 1 in 500 guests leaves a review. Yeah, that's the statistics. When we look at the number of the reviews we get and the number of people we saw here, it's about 1 in 500 writing a review. Oh, what sort of entertainment is on the site? Mark, what sort of entertainment have we got here? There is a restaurant stroke bar with a pool table, not pool for swimming. There is a bar, stream, woodland walks. There's no entertainment, live music or performance. It's not that kind of site. Yeah, so reviews. We had some lovely reviews from the guests, namely 2 or 3, but it's lovely. We appreciate them. So make sure, guys, when you go and you stay on the site, if you're happy with the site, leave them a review, because hardly anyone does it, and people work so hard to keep those sites beautiful. Ben, my mom is working currently on a caravan park as a receptionist, and oh no! And the amount of verbal abuse about caravans is unreal. Is she working on site with the static caravans, Ben? Does Marek do karaoke? Marek? You know what, Ben? We had a near miss a few years ago. We were offered jobs, me and Marek, as assistant managers on site, which seemed lovely. It was a site with statics, but when we started questioning things, really great job on the surface. It involved reception and dealing with complaints and queries. And when we started questioning things, the reception side of things turned out to be hell. Because this was the site, obviously most of the static sites. Yeah, okay, so I'm afraid I know the scenario and the story. So I almost ended up in your mom's place, Ben, but only because we read around, we read about the whole chain, we read about the company, we were asking very specific questions. We realized that what was happening with this particular site, they were basically flogging those new caravans. Someone, the person in charge of sales was obviously pushing the sales. So they were trying to sell as many statics, new statics, at eye-watering prices. The whole setup was awful. And the receptionist's job was to deal with complaints about the statics, about those new beautiful statics, seriously overpriced. So the owner was, at least he was honest with us, and he said, before pandemic, the manufacturers would work on any issues within 3 weeks. So, if someone had a complaint regarding the build, the structure of the van, the manufacturer would deal with it within 3 weeks. So this is what it used to be. But at the moment, it's anything between 3 months to 6 months. And guess who has to deal with people and explain the delays and apologize? Of course, the staff and the receptionists. So we kindly said no to this offer, but it was a near miss. And I don't even want to start, but those parks with static caravans, this is a minefield. And I think only recently, or maybe it's still ongoing, the government is finally introducing laws protecting people who buy those statics, who are actually missold static caravans, and most of those poor people think they can live in them full time. And the site, which almost recruited us, they were selling their statics as holiday houses. Holiday houses. They called their site something, a village, like a retirement village of statics. But according to the law, you can't live in a static in a holiday park as your permanent residence. So it's a minefield. So I would suggest to your mom, there's plenty of other work in the sector, and no one should be made, you know, to take any abuse from customers. So I hope she will find something better. Shannon, for £200,000 a year, I would be a static receptionist. Yeah, I could quit after 6 weeks and relax. Yeah, that would be my thinking. I don't know if I would last 6 weeks at the reception. No, I'm not. No. I don't think I could do it. I think it's very, very hard. I think mowing grass and scrubbing toilets is, it's more tiring physically, but emotionally and no, the receptionist, to work at the reception, I think you just have to be the right kind of person to enjoy this type of work. I would find it absolutely draining. I don't think I could cope with the pressures, and especially during the busy season, coping with so many people, coping with so much interaction. I would rather stick to mowing grass and streaming. Right. But that's the beauty of this sector, really. In the world of camping and caravanning, there are so many different sites, so many different setups. Like Aaron and Tracy mentioned, they are staying on the site with 60 pitches. So there are smaller sites, bigger sites, and there's just so much choice. So if anyone is interested in working in this sector, I'm sure you will find something suitable for yourself. Jamie, I'm in Skegness in a static caravan in August on Park Dean holidays. That's lovely. So that's the site with entertainment. We like holiday parks. Sometimes we stay, sometimes we book a static in a holiday park when we want to get away. We do love live music, and we love bingo, and we like all this jazz. And holiday parks are completely different to touring parks and campsites. Shannon, that's an interesting point. Don't let friends ever buy a static. Touring is smarter. I think we even have made a video. When we were staying in a static in a holiday park, we made a video comparing static caravan and a tourer. Yeah, but you know, people have different needs. Whatever you do, whatever you buy, always read the small print. That would be my comment. Holidays are smart, but buying, ouch. Anyway, nice talking to you guys. I'm surprised no one asked me about the book. And it's quite rare that I have time to actually pick a book. But this one has Cornish in the title. It's a typical beach read in a pink cover with flowers, which means this is an easygoing story about love set in Cornwall. Spring on the little Cornish Isles. Why not? So this is something I do to let my brain rest and relax. It's pretty good. I will let you know if it's worth reading once I'm done with it. Right. So, are we ready to say goodbye? We will see what the next week is bringing. Of course we like Cornish pasties. Oh yeah, Megatron. Working at campsite gives a lot of satisfaction. Megatron had an opportunity to try out working as a campsite warden. So when he came here, we roped him in and made him do some work. And he actually tried the tools we use, and he followed our footsteps, and we filmed it. But the thing is, we filmed it in Polish, so it's on our other channel called Kazik TV. But if you guys want to watch it, Marek will send you a link, and if you dig in the settings, you can actually turn off English dubbing, which is not perfect, but it's like a voiceover thing. It's not perfect, it's AI generated, but you can get a gist of the conversation. So if you want to see how Megatron coped with working as a warden, head there. The next video on our channel will be about clutter and how we became almost clutter-free. So that's the topic of the next video you will see on Wednesday. Thank you so much for popping in today, and see you Wednesday in the next video. And see you Sunday, 7 p.m. the UK time for live stream. I'm so happy so many of you came over. It's really heartwarming and motivating. Love you all, and thank you so much for spending the evening with us. Take care. Bye-bye.